Hello there, and welcome back to Obi-Wan Kenobi, where we're already getting episode 3, because we had the double premiere release on the Friday, and then now on the Wednesday, we get the consistent weekly releases. So, less than a week later, we're here at episode 3, we're ready for Kenobi. We're ready for more. I'm so excited. We've had an interesting couple of episodes so far. I really like the show at the moment. The big question, the big hang up at the moment is how the hell does Reva know that Vader is Anakin and that Anakin lives to tell Obi-Wan that? That's the biggest thing for me, is that's a huge question mark, as how the hell does she know that to tell him? And I do kind of wish that it came from the man himself. I wish that Vader and Obi-Wan had that sort of encounter. So we'll just have to wait and see. Apart from that, I'm quite happy with everything else. I really like how Leia is being incorporated into the story to idolize Ben Kenobi, you know, that heroic figure in her life, to then go into, you know, you served my father in the Clone Wars, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. But then, during the Death Star escape, Luke is like, I'm here with Ben Kenobi, and like Leia jumps up and she's like, oh my god, like Ben Kenobi. She recognizes the name Ben, you know, and idolizes him, and I like how this connection kind of fills in the gap. And if there's anything, logically, if there's anything that's going to get Obi-Wan off of Tatooine to do a little cool story, it's going to be Leia. I like how it's been executed. I like how it's been done. There are some silly moments. Everyone's memeing the hell out of the Leia chase scene in the forest. I laughed. It's funny. Just let it happen. It's kind of funny. They're not trying to hurt the girl, remember? They're just trying to capture Kenobi, so they're not going to just run her down, beat her into the ground, and fucking kidnap her, you know what I mean? They're going to try and, you know, see if they can get her without much of a struggle. Just let it be. A lot of hate for Reva. I'm excited to see how her character grows. It's so funny, because she is very much an Anakin Skywalker of the Inquisitors. She's basically Anakin Skywalker's episode 2 character. Very foolhardy, very stubborn, very much set in her own way of doing things, very defiant. She does things against the wishes of her superior, her master, Anakin and Obi-Wan, Reva and the Inquisitor. Like, it has dynamics there. I'm excited to see how it develops and to find out what's going to happen. I genuinely feel like there might end up being some sort of redemption for Reva's character, maybe at the hands of Obi-Wan, but we will see. It's a very interesting dynamic, considering she's listed as, like, she's one of the main characters of this show. She was on the press tour with Ewan and Hayden as well. Like, she's the prominent Inquisitor in this series, so I'm interested to see that development. Another big controversy that's very funny to observe as a fan of Rebels is everyone freaking out over the Grand Inquisitor. He's obviously gonna live. Like, it was a shock moment, and that's the point, is it kind of throws you for a loop, because you're not expecting it. And I think it was intentional, because what happens is, in these shows that are set before series, or set before things in the timeline that we already know what's going to happen, it doesn't have those stakes, or, you know, you kind of be like, oh, he'll be fine because he's here later. And having a moment like that happens at least keeps, like, a moment of, like, surprise for characters to happen. Bacta tanks exists, healing exists, people survive lightsaber wounds. Qui-Gon didn't, by Darth Maul. It's the will of the Force, baby. It's the will of the Force. Duel of the Fates. Qui-Gon, you know, had sat on that ground for too long, had sustained that injury for not a good amount of time. Fifth brother will swoop in and get Grand Inquisitor to a Bacta tank. The Powans have 2 stomachs. It's fine. He can survive a little bit of a cheeky impale by Reva. So we'll just swipe that one under the rug as well, because he'll be back. Because he comes back later. So we need to chill out about that. But I'm so excited to jump into this episode. It just is that lingering question of how the hell does Reva have this insider information to reveal that to Obi-Wan? That scene is very much, it feels like it's echoing Return of the Jedi, where, you know, you've got Vader searching for Luke and going, you have a twin sister. Maybe she could be turned to the dark side instead, like talking while he's just like standing there And it would have been awesome if Vader was in that scene revealing to Kenobi that he survived and who he was, and having that same revelation, and then Obi-Wan comes out to confront Vader in the same way that it echoes how Luke confronted Vader in Return of the Jedi. It's just like a cool little semi-parallels. That's my ramble. That's my little ramble on the first 2 episodes, because we've been sitting on it for a little while, having 2 episodes back to back. I think the first episode was great setup. I think the second episode was an amazing look at new locations and new things. And Kumail's character, the fake scam Jedi, was really entertaining as well. There's a lot of parts to enjoy about it. So we're just going to have to see what part 3 brings. Let's get into it now. We're going to start the timer. I'll do a countdown as well. Because this is obviously a full watch-along reaction. You can watch the episode alongside me, so it's a little less awkward, because my video is just kind of a bit quiet. So you need the episode to watch along with me. So I'll do a countdown, and then we can be synced up. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. And we've got our recap. A girl has been kidnapped. My daughter. Obi-Wan in his uncivilized era with his blaster. Breaking Bad sequence. Also, the more that I've been exposed to the Inquisitors, sorry, the more that I've been exposed to the Inquisitors, Grand Inquisitor and Fifth Brother, who we've seen way more in Rebels, I think they look good. I think they look good, and I love the voice modulation. I love the voice modulation for Fifth Brother as well. He sounds great, and the acting is good. Grand Inquisitor looks fierce when you got those like dark side eyes with the teeth as well. So good. And then this moment, Anakin Skywalker is alive. Weird that she knows. It raises some alarm bells. But the scene where we get the reveal of Hayden in the makeup in the Bacta tank as Vader revealed. Now that's exciting. Is that Vader sensing Kenobi having that revelation? Are they connecting in the Force in some way? Are they sensing each other? Or is that just a scene that is just showing Vader just for the sake of a reveal, you know? You wonder if there's some Force connection at play, you know? We'll have to see. Strap yourselves in for part 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, fuck. Okay. We got Ewan meditating. Obi-Wan meditating. Oh my fucking god, here we go. Okay. Oh, dude. Oh, the spine. Oh, Qui-Gon's voice, but it's a flashback. God damn it. We're being teased so hard. He's reaching out to Qui-Gon, dude. While Vader gets suited up. Dude, this suit up scene. That is not how the helmet works, but go off, I guess. The helmet peels off like a mask. Oh my god. That looks fucking insane. Oh my god. Is it his castle? It is his castle. Oh god, okay, he's got his castle. You can tell it's not James Earl Jones anymore. It's like voice modulated AI, similar to what they've done with Luke in Mando and Book of Boba Fett, like Luke's voice. Sounds good though, because it's quite easy to do. That's not how the Force works. Is he going to do the speech? Dude, I can't get over Vader's voice, man. Sounds very accurate, but with the AI learning to do that with the voice is very smart these days. Like Vader's voice would be one of the easier ones to replicate, and it does it well. God damn. It was so strange to see it and see him like that. The position of Grand Inquisitor will be yours until the Grand Inquisitor comes back to get his vengeance for that one. You will not live to regret it if she fails. So Vader is aware of Kenobi. Kenobi is all that matters, so it was a Force connection. He could sense it. We're getting teased with Kenobi, with Qui-Gon so hard. This is 3 episodes, back to back, in a row, of Obi-Wan trying to reach out to Qui-Gon for help, for guidance. Where are we now? Oh, Mapuzo. I got my answer. Ooh, what's happening? Oh god, what the fuck? What's happening here? That's Qui-Gon! No, that's Anakin! Oh my god! Oh, he's seeing him. Oh my god, he's having visions of Anakin. Oh my god. It looks almost like Liam Neeson's face under the hood that I was like, Qui-Gon has appeared to, like, maybe point him in a direction. But holy shit, instead he's just gonna start fucking, like, freaking out. He's gonna start freaking out. And just seeing Anakin. We're back to Fortress Inquisitorius. Okay. Is this a security checkpoint for the Inquisitors? Now there's like a weird power battle for the Grand Inquisitor role, even though ultimately it doesn't go to any of them. It's such a weird thing to do, I guess, but whatever. We'll roll with it. I don't understand why it needs to be that way. Also, does anyone understand why the Inquisitors are numbered the way that they are? See, it's such an odd ranking system. Leia. Far too trusting. Obi-Wan. Hello there. Thanks, Freck. Leia's so good. I love it. I love that Obi-Wan's covering his lightsaber like he's wearing a bathrobe. Leia, stop! Oh my god. Okay, this is gonna be great. Oh man. It's alright. We've got Jedi mind tricks in the arsenal. We're good. We're fine. I am not the Jedi you're looking for. Stress. Stormtrooper armor looks so good. We've got time. Yeah. Oh, that's so true. Ouch. That stings. Oh, that was a close one, Obi-Wan. Come on, man. Leia's got this under control, man. Obi-Wan maybe has a brother. I wonder if his brother is Force sensitive. Probably not if Obi-Wan was the only one taken in. But that's cool. We got some Ben Kenobi lore right there from his past. We gotta have a mind trick incoming. How else are we gonna get through here? You do not need to see my identification. You're going to resort to a blaster, Obi-Wan? I mean, it has been a while since you've had to tap into the Force, and you've only done it once in 10 years, seemingly, so... Right. If he uses a Jedi mind trick in front of a probe droid, he's screwed. Oh, so uncivilized. Yo, okay. This okay, it's not good. Okay. Rebel Insider? Or is this the contact that they were... Hmm. Ugh, power struggle. I like the fourth sister. I want to see more of her, too. Keep your hood up, son. Keeps forgetting to put the hood up. Lola and Ned. Okay, so that's what this droid was that we got a glimpse of in one of the trailers. Interesting. Oh, Quinlan Voss! Nice. That's so nice. That was cool. Little Quinlan drop. Let smuggling younglings. He was prepared to fight, though. Nice. That she will. Oh, it's panic attack time. Oh, it's the Force. It's the Force. It's a feeling. It got dark really quick. I did not expect this so soon. Oh my fucking god, dude. He's so out of practice, dude. Oh, there's so much Hayden in that voice. Like, in that delivery, like, it just sounds like it would come straight from Anakin himself. Oh my god. I really didn't think episode 3 was going to have the reunion. I thought they would have put it off for, like, one more episode. I'm gripping this so hard right now out of stress. Because Obi-Wan is so out of practice. He's been cut off from the Force, not using it, in hiding, not been practicing saber combat, definitely. Like, meanwhile, Vader's the opposite. Man's been having, like, test after test after test thrown at him by Palpatine this whole time. Channeling his hatred and suffering into power. Cloud City moment. Man. Oh, that symbol, baby. Holy shit! Oh my god. Breathing heavily is right. Breathing heavily subtitle. We're all breathing heavily right now. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh. Is that where we leave it? Fucking hell. Okay. God damn it. Okay. Dude. The first thing that Vader does when he has the chance is to make Obi-Wan burn as he did. To just drag him through flame. Holy shit. Just for a start as well. Just for a start. My God. I did not expect the encounter to happen in this episode. Like I said, I thought it was going to be maybe the next one. They brought it in. Vader's voice. Some of that delivery. Some of that voice delivery. Obi-Wan. No, it says James Earl Jones as the voice of Darth Vader. There is so much doctoring in there. We know what James Earl Jones currently sounds like as Vader in Rogue One and Vader in and James Earl Jones as Mufasa in The Lion King. Man's up there. They're saying that, like, hey, James Earl Jones is the voice of Darth Vader, but I think that's because they have to, because it is his voice. But if there's a lot of AI kind of in there, I would not be surprised whatsoever, considering the fact that in the Lion King remake, they even used old clips of Mufasa from the original movie instead of James Earl Jones redoing the lines. So it sounded like very, very classic Vader. It did not sound like recent, like Rogue One Vader at all. So fucking crazy. Seeing him get suited up, walking out, incredible. My God, we are getting Qui-Gon teasers left, right, and center. Every single episode so far, we've had Obi-Wan reaching out to Qui-Gon. I think we might get it next episode after this encounter. Vader let him go. You know that Vader could have interfered with the Force to keep Obi-Wan there, but he let him go so he can just show. He showed Obi-Wan just how weak he currently is and how powerful Vader is. currently. This power imbalance is huge. Obi-Wan is very out of practice. Vader has been constantly having trial and tribulation thrown at him daily. There's a huge power imbalance there. Obi-Wan cannot win against Vader in their current states. And I think what that's going to do is, because we know how Obi-Wan ends up ahead in the further ahead in the timeline, that I think that's going to change Obi-Wan's way of thinking. I think he's gotten a bit complacent in the 10 years of exile on Tatooine, because he hasn't had anything big happen yet, you know, in terms of Vader. Like, he's had threats to deal with over this 10 years, like you bet he would have, especially I think we've gotten some stuff in the comics. I'm not sure where in the comics we've had those things take place yet. Like, for example, he's had an encounter with particular bounty hunter that he gave a nice little scar to in the comics. I don't remember when that's taken place in the timeline, if that's already happened or not. I would say no, considering that the lightsaber was buried in the sand. Actually, that's a safe assumption that maybe that happens after. So we have things that Obi-Wan strengthens himself with over the next 10 years, so that he can protect Luke, carry his saber on him, and also fight against Vader on the Death Star in Episode 4. As of right now, Obi-Wan has just gotten a huge wake-up call. He couldn't even resist being, like, lifted up by Vader and just thrown right into the flames to burn, as Anakin once did. That was insane. I was holding on to my lightsaber for dear life as a stress object, because that was insanely tense. The lightsaber choreography, the lightsaber combat was Vader's sort of toying with him. It didn't feel like he's not trying to kill him, because Vader also pushed him out of the flames at the end there, just to give him a taste of what's to come. He's going to make Obi-Wan suffer. His intention is not to just get a kill, but to draw out long, intense suffering, as Vader has experienced over the course of these 10 years. He would keep Obi-Wan alive as much as possible. He would, like, if possible, he would succumb him to the fate where he would be condemned to constantly be tortured every single day and brought back to life if he died, to be tortured and killed all over again. Like, that's Vader's mentality. Very clear to see that here, where there's not even many lines from him when he's on planet. It's just breathing heavily and just, he snapped that boy's neck without hesitation. Like, we've got hatred-filled Vader here. And it's funny, because I've seen people mentioning and discussing, oh, do you think Obi-Wan's going to be able to, like, maybe, like, tug at his heartstrings a bit and try and bring him back to the light? No. No. This is Vader in his prime hatred. This is Vader so deeply in the dark side. There's only one thing that pulls Vader away from that, and that doesn't happen until the end of the original trilogy. Okay? And that's his son. So there were people that are like, maybe there'll be a moment where there'll be a flicker of light within him. Nah, not for a second. Not for a second. Not at this point in time with where Vader is at. Vader is not having a great time, and it shows with how he's just toying with Vader, toying with Kenobi, letting him run away, only for him to just catch up to him and keep it going. Vader knows that he has the advantage. Vader knows that he has Obi-Wan in a corner, and he's just playing with him, overpowering him, and if that he wasn't saved just then, he would be in an absolute world of pain. And we end on a goddamn cliffhanger where Reva is going to capture Leia and is not going to get to safety, which is definitely going to lead to another encounter. We are going to get a proper rematch. That's why I think that we're going to get Qui-Gon touching base with Obi-Wan. He needs that connection. There needs to be a little bit of a moment where Obi-Wan needs to tap into his previous self as the Jedi Master. Qui-Gon needs to give him a little bit of a pep talk, I believe. I feel like that will come, because Obi-Wan has to now go and rescue Leia from the hands of the Inquisitorius themselves and Vader. Obi-Wan will not survive doing that in his current state. So I'm very curious about how these next 3 episodes are going to pan out. It's crazy that there's only 3. It's so stressful. But we are definitely going to get a proper rematch of Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. I'm really curious if Grand Inquisitor will even show up again later, being like, haha, that was just my first stomach, 'tis but a flesh wound. I'd expect him to either show up at some point, maybe, but he's definitely in a bacta tank somewhere. He's tucked away. Weirdly enough, though, it seems that the Inquisitors all have that same shared understanding that the Grand Inquisitor is out of the picture and are vying for that for top spot. So I think what's happened is the Grand Inquisitor's been left on Daiyu. The other Inquisitors have all gone home. Grand Inquisitor's now probably going to be getting up, and he's like, oh, I've got stomach pains. I'm going to get up and try and get home. And he's got to find another transport. So that's kind of why he's out of it at the moment. Damn, I can't wait for next episode already. Obi-Wan's going to be taken to safety, but he also will need to get straight back into it again if he wants to get Leia and get Leia safely. Because they're not going to harm, I don't think they'll harm Leia. Because she's purely bait. What this means, though, is we may actually get a Vader and young Leia interaction here if Reva is taking her in. Because Vader and Leia in A New Hope, when they have that first encounter, it's not spoken or acted like it's a first encounter at all. Like, they're aware of each other, you know. Lord Vader, if only, they know of each other, and Grand Moff Tarkin, I knew you'd be holding Vader's leash. Like, she has an understanding of the people that are high up in the Imperial side, in the Empire, knows about Grand Moff Tarkin when she's growing up, clearly, knows about Vader. So them having an interaction is certainly understandable that it would happen. I don't know if it'll be anything major, but it'll be very interesting to see as well. I just have so many thoughts running through my head at the end of this one, but it was crazy. It was crazy just to see Obi-Wan completely out of his depth, and is completely understandable that he would be. I can't wait to see more. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for hopping into a watch along. Let me know how you're feeling, because that was a stressful episode. I have no idea how the next episode is going to go. All I know is Leia, obviously, still not in safe hands. I feel like next episode we may get that Qui-Gon payoff at because that'll be just over the halfway point in the series. We get that midway pep talk for Obi-Wan. We get a bit of Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan connection. To get Obi-Wan to tap back into the Force again, to become who he is, and then go back onto the trail has to willingly spring the trap and go encounter the Inquisitors and Vader. Will he do it alone? Will he have help? Other Jedi have come through before that smuggling route. Quinlan was there. Quinlan helps out from time to time, smuggling younglings. Are we going to have Quinlan Vos coming in? Are we going to have a Jedi cameo? Are we going to have help? We're going to have help. This show... Oh my god. This show takes place around the same time as the sequel Jedi game, Jedi Survivor, which has just recently been announced. That takes place 5 years after Fallen Order. So Cal Kestis is kicking around somewhere. He has also had an encounter with Vader before. Could Cal Kestis show up? Everyone's been clamoring for Cal Kestis in live action. It's entirely possible with the actor that plays him. We had that BD-1 tease in Book of Boba Fett that everyone freaked out. Could we have Cal Kestis? Quinlan Vos? Could we have multiple Jedi potentially show up here to help Obi-Wan to rescue Leia, the future of the rebellion. That way Obi-Wan has a fighting chance against multiple Inquisitors and Vader. Who knows? We will have to find out. But considering the Quinlan name drop, plus the fact that he helps out, not one that's passed through and is long gone, he helps out, that's actually quite likely. That's very likely. And for those of you that have not read the novel or listened to the audiobook for Dark Disciple, which is a novel adapted from an unfinished arc in the Clone Wars, do yourself a favor and read it. It's really, really good. I hope it gets adapted back into Clone Wars animation one day. It's a great story involving Quinlan Vos and Asajj Ventress during the Clone Wars, because it was an unfinished Clone Wars arc. Good stuff in there. So I'd recommend that for some more Quinlan Vos content. But we're going to leave that one there with that in mind. Those are my thoughts. Great episode. Can't wait to see what's next. We'll just have to see how episode 4 pans out. Thank you so much for joining me for this watch-along reaction, and I'll see you next week for episode 4.